The digestive system of man consists of a long coiled tube that extends from mouth to anus. The main parts in the direction of passage of food are the oral or buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. Associated with the various regions are glands, especially salivary glands, liver, and pancreas. There are three sites of digestion in the digestive system of man: oral cavity, stomach, and small intestine. Digestion in oral cavity. There are several functions of oral cavity. The main obvious are selection of food, grinding or mastication, lubrication, and digestion. Selection of food. When food enters the oral cavity, the cavity bounded by palate, tongue, teeth, and cheeks. It is tasted, smelled, and felt. If the taste or smell is unpleasant, or if hard objects like bone or dirt are present in the food, it is rejected. Oral cavity is aided in the selection by the senses of smell, taste, and sight. Tongue, being sensory and muscular organ, plays the most important role in selection of the food through its taste buds. Grinding or mastication. After selection, the food is ground by means of the molar teeth into smaller pieces. This is useful because the esophagus allows relatively small pieces to pass through, and small pieces have much more surface for the enzymes to attack. Lubrication and digestion. There are three main functions of the oral cavity accomplished by saliva. Saliva is secreted by three parts of salivary glands: sublingual gland situated below the tongue, submaxillary gland behind the jaws, and parotid glands in the front of ears. Saliva produced by these glands contain three important ingredients: water and mucus, sodium bicarbonate and other salts, carbohydrate digesting enzyme amylase or ptyalin. Water and mucus together makes a slimy liquid, which serves to moisten and lubricate the food so that it can be chewed efficiently and pass through the esophagus smoothly. Sodium bicarbonate and some other salts are slightly antiseptic, but their main function is to stabilize the pH of the food. Fresh saliva is alkaline with a pH nearly 8, quickly loses carbon dioxide and gets to pH 6. Ptyalin is a carbohydrate digesting enzyme which digests starch and glycogen to maltose. Swallowing. As a result of mastication, the softened, partly digested slimy food mass is rolled into small oval lump called bolus, which is then pushed into back of the mouth by the action of tongue and muscles of the pharynx, which ensures that food doesn't enter the windpipe. Following are the events which occur during swallowing. The tongue moves upwards and backwards against the roof of the mouth, forcing the bolus to the back of the mouth cavity. The backward movement of the tongue pushes the soft palate up and closes the nasal opening. At the same time, the tongue forces the epiglottis, a flap of the cartilage, into more or less horizontal position, thus closing the opening of the windpipe, the glottis. The larynx or cartilage round the top of the windpipe moves upward under the back of the tongue. The glottis is partly closed by the contraction of a ring of muscles. The food does not enter the partly open glottis because the epiglottis diverts the food mass to one side of the opening and safely down the esophagus. The beginning of the swallowing action is voluntary, but once the food reaches the back of the mouth, swallowing becomes automatic. The food is then forced down the esophagus by peristalsis. Peristalsis. These are characteristic movements of the digestive tract by which the food is moved along the cavity of the canal. It consists of the wave of contractions of circular and longitudinal muscles, preceded by the wave of relaxation, thus squeezing the food down along the canal. Peristalsis starts just behind the mass of the food from the buccal cavity, along the esophagus to the stomach, and then along the whole alimentary canal. Occasionally, the movements are reversed, with the result the food may be passed from the intestines back to the stomach and even into the mouth. This movement is called antiperistalsis, leading to vomiting. Hunger contractions are peristaltic contractions which are increased by the low blood glucose levels and are sufficiently strong to create an uncomfortable sensation, often called a hunger pang. Hunger pangs usually begin 12 to 24 hours after the previous meal, and for less time for some people.